and I took it with him, and we've been doing comedy ever since together, off and on. I'm really, really happy and pleased to announce to the stage Tim Bloyd.
Okay. Nope. Half of you know me and like me, and so you're going to laugh no matter what happens. Half of you or so know me and don't like me, and you're going to laugh if I fail, so it doesn't matter. I understand that I am one gold chain away from being a megachurch pastor. I'm not making fun of, wait, I can make fun of stuff on Saturday nights, okay. All right. I recently bought some new jeans. Why? Because my wife told me, I bought a new pair of jeans. My wife said, now those are what a man's jeans are supposed to look like. Cool. What about all the other jeans I've been wearing? No? Okay. So I went back to the store to get the jeans, and it's not a joke. They are 38 slim. Is this cutting out? Is it my voice? All right. Okay. The 38 slim. 38 slim. You know it's not slim? A 38-inch waist. 38 slim. Hey, fellow 38ers, we're not slim. If we got slim, we'd be 32ers or 30ers. 28ers just kind of fall over when we're walking. 38 slim, 38 chunky, 38 thick, 38 with a great personality. Not 38 slim. Clothing sizes are confusing and they're ridiculous. On my honeymoon, my wife bought a pair of shorts at American Eagle that were size 0. Sounds like the best lingerie that I've ever heard of, but no, size 0. We laugh at that one. The pastor's on the stage and told that joke, and it seems a little dirty, even though it's not because it's his wife. That's okay. Don't worry about it. Drew, am I supposed to hold the water bottle the whole time, or? I'll put it back. Wait, can I hold it again? Is that what we're doing? I recently transitioned clothing sizes, my shirts. I went from a large to an extra large, but don't worry about it because I was a large regular fit, and now I'm an extra large athletic fit. No idea that the only thing holding me back from being regular to being athletic was 20 pounds of fat. Now, that fat can be a little bit deceiving because if I'm wearing the correct bomber jacket, that's what this is called. I didn't know that until 3 or 4 days ago when I ordered it. But I can accidentally, once in a while, from a distance, almost pass for someone who looks athletic until I sit down. When I sit, we had enough laughter there that you're like, yeah, I know, you know exactly where he's going. As soon as I sit down, it's like every fat cell in my body says, hey, you know what we should do? What? Go to his belt. Which part? The whole thing. The front, the back, the sides. It'll be hilarious. What do we do when we get there? Go over it. Just push over it. It'll be awesome. If I'm going to be fat, which I'm going to be because I choose not to eat right, if I'm going to be fat, eat right, by the way. I'm 42 years old. I wouldn't get to this point if I didn't know how to eat right. It's you and me. Nobody else really cared that much, but we liked it. All right, but if I'm going to be overweight, I would rather have one of those big pot bellies in the front where when they're standing this way, you're like, oh, that's kind of a thing. He's not thin. Kind of like a biker. That's a masculine way to be fat. What I have, I believe, is what the medical community refers to as muffin top. I say that correctly? Do we have anybody, a nurse or a doctor here to confirm that? Muffin top. Think about that word for a moment. It's the best part of a muffin. The top. If you show up to a party with a bunch of muffins, you're fine. If you show up with only the tops, you're kind of cool. If you show up with only the bottoms, you don't get in the party. If you've ever done any of those things in a party, you're weird. Muffin top. I'd like to get into the American Medical Association and change it officially from muffin top to cupcake. They're quite the same thing, except one has frosting. And frosting makes absolutely everything better. If my wife calls me cupcake, oh no, I messed it up. If my wife calls me muffin top, should I keep doing it or should I? I'm going to keep going. You'll never get where I'm going right now. If my wife calls me muffin top, it's going to hurt my feelings. If she calls me cupcake, then everything's great. And that hits. There we go. All right. So if you're wondering on how to get laughs as a stand-up comedian, go pastor a church for 8 years. And then do a comedy night. I saw Drew do it. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that. All right, so what do we like to do? We like to eat, don't we? I am not the only person that came in here, saw no food or drink, and went, right? We panic a little bit when we go somewhere that doesn't have food. Why is that? Because we're Americans. Literally everything that we do has a concession stand on it or a hot dog cart next to it. It's all over the place. We vacation for food. We do. If you've been on a cruise, that's a floating buffet. You eat 7 times a day on the cruise, and you know what you do when you're not eating? You eat. We've been on one cruise in my life, and I know that's true. You walk by the ice cream machine, and you know what? It's the opposite of McDonald's. That ice cream machine works the whole time. I counted my father-in-law one day, 24 cones. But we still ate. What do you do on the excursions from the boat? You go eat. Then you get back. All we do is eat. We eat, we eat, we eat. And when there's no food around, we panic. We plan for overeating. We do. Case in point, my wife and I, we don't do drugs, but she has drugs in her purse. And you know what it is? Beano. You know where they don't sell Beano? Like the rest of the world. They're not worried about overeating. They're worried about eating. And here we are, just eating, planning for it. My wife and I went to Joe's Crab Shack. Joe's Crab, been there one time. They had something there called a bucket of food. A bucket of food. A bucket of food. Do you know what else eats out of a bucket? A horse. I asked my wife, what are we doing after this? She said, just getting back in the car and driving the hour back home. I said, I'll take the bucket of food. And you'll drive. I kept the bucket because I didn't know if I was going to need it on the drive home. That's a vomit joke. Speaking of vomit, you've been to the Cheesecake Factory? Yeah, you have, because you're American. Cheesecake Factory. Do you know the Cheesecake Factory has a nutritional guide? Yeah, that's a joke right there. The only nutritional guide you need at the Cheesecake Factory is the title of the restaurant. Cheese Cake Factory. They have a drink on the nutritional guide that is 440 calories, one drink. Ladies, if you are under 200 pounds, you can have 4 of those in one day and hit your daily caloric intake. Don't look at, I didn't set that. They have something on the lighter bites called Korean cauliflower, has 45 grams of sugar. They somehow have figured out how to put 45 grams of sugar in cauliflower. I scrolled down to the end of the nutritional guide, and I looked at all the different cheesecakes they have. And across the way, there's no numbers, there's no calorie counts. All there is a silhouette of an overweight person on an electric scooter at Walmart. Works better if you can say the whole thing. I recently went to a popular smoothie place. By the way, if you're older than 20, can you believe that there's entire places that just sell smoothies? That's all they sell. And there's multiple places. I went to get a smoothie, and I pulled into the line, and we got up there, and that's longer than the Taco Bell line, by the way. So we pull up, we get there because it's socially acceptable to eat a smoothie. A Taco Bell's not socially acceptable until after it's dark. So I'm there, I'm in line. It's my turn to order, and I look up at the board, and I can't make head. I mean, if you were running a smoothie place, what would you have? Strawberry, banana, blueberry. Nope, all these different everything. They got powders, they got things I can't pronounce. Acai is in it. So I'm quinoa, I don't even know what you do with that one, but so I'm looking at it, and I go, I don't know what to get. I saw one that was strawberry blast. Like, I don't know why I need it blasted, but I got up there, and so anyways, I said, I really just want something with strawberry. She goes, okay, well, how about the ultimate strawberry blast? I said, that sounds great. Strawberry. What size? I'll take a medium. Okay. Would you like to add anything? Nope. Just wanted strawberries. That's all I want. Would you like it to add extra strawberries? Do you mean, do I want a large? How do you get more strawberries in there? It's not just a strawberry smoothie, it's an extreme strawberry blast. They have something on the menu called a gladiator. Because, if we all know our history, gladiators loved smoothies. I was ordering food at a restaurant. They're going around the table, the thing where the waitress or waiter is going right there around the table, and you're like, where are they going to start? Where are they going to start? The prettiest lady, by the way. They always start there. I don't know why. So, of course, they asked my wife, what do you want? I'm just kidding. So they're going around the table. It gets up to the guy next to me. He says, what do you want? He says, I'll take the steak. She goes, what temperature would you like your steak? I immediately realized I do not have enough money to eat here. I have never heard that question before. Do you remember 5th grade reading class? In 5th grade reading class, the reading teacher would get up and they would say, open up to chapter 12. Each one of us is going to read a sentence. And you would look at where you're sitting in the class, and you would count the number of people. And you would get to your sentence, and you would go, I don't know this word. What is this word? We look like an idiot in front of everybody. Oblige? Oblige? That's not a thing. That's what I felt like. So I'm sitting there starting to sweat. She goes, what temperature do you want your steak? Without missing a beat, he says, 160 degrees. My friend is a genius. Floating around in his mind somewhere is the answer to the question. At any point, if anybody ever asks him, what temperature do you want your meat cooked? It's 160 degrees. I Googled it. He's right. If you're grilling, it's supposed to get up to 160 degrees. It's crazy. I didn't get the steak. Anybody here shop at dollar stores? Yeah, you do. You're at church. My favorite dollar store, I don't know why that's funny. I just made it up, and it worked. My favorite dollar store is Dollar Tree because they're honest. Everything there's $1. You can walk in. We have 5 kids. You can walk in and go, everybody pick out 3 things. That's a drink, a snack, and a toy. Or a candle. If any of you weirdos want to buy a candle here. So we'll go into the dollar store, live like kings. Do you know that in the back of the dollar store there is a bin where they mark things down for sale? That is a true story. There are things that they sell at the dollar store that are 79 cents. I cannot imagine a situation in my life in which I look at something and go, whoa, $1? I don't think so. Maybe if it was 79 cents. If 21 cents ever becomes for me a motivating factor for anything, I've lost the game. Shop at the Dollar General in Palmetto whenever I'm looking for hepatitis. They have it. Every aisle. My wife hates that joke. She works at the Dollar General. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. She does have hepatitis. I actually don't know what hepatitis is. And I hope we don't have it. I want to leave you on this. If you could all just help me out, can we just agree that we're going to never, ever send a thank you note again? They're redundant. It's polite ping pong. You did something nice for me. How about you do another nice thing for me and don't make me write you a card by hand? Don't want to do it. Have you written something by hand lately? It's horrible. You know what every thank you card in the world, from the invention of paper, do you know what every thank you card in the world says on the front of it? Thank you. It's the only thing I wanted to say. Thank you. Thank you. Tim. I'll tell you what I could get down with, though, and I'd sell them at the Dollar Tree. Your welcome cards. I do things that are cool that people don't notice, and for that I would write a handwritten sentiment. Sentiment. Dear Karen, the other day, on Friday, after everybody else had left the office, it was just you and I in the cubicle clusters, and you farted. I'll never do this anywhere else, but I struggled with saying that word on the stage here. And you will never hear me say that on a Sunday morning, and you farted. I smelled it. I heard it. I tasted it. And I didn't say anything. You're welcome. All right. Thanks for coming out to give money to Downtown Ministries. And that was my time. My name is Drew Schlater.